Rough time on the cement? Rough time. 115, Don't know if it came in this way, came in that way, came in this way, so you err on the side of caution.
Okay, Adam Van Gerpen, PI.
Guy probably was involved in the JC maneuver.
Yeah.
That's when you have them.
Oh yeah, that's probably them. Probably them. Here.
Hello. At approximately 12:53, LAFD 10 companies received reports of a crash at the 401 West Mountain Drive at the San Pedro Soccer Field of Dreams. Upon arrival, resources found a sling-type aircraft with a high-impact crash with two individuals trapped. Fire department personnel was able to establish a perimeter and able to extricate the two patients that were both in critical condition. Both patients were transported to local hospitals where they're being treated at this time. As far as the determination and the cause is under investigation right now. It's going to be led by NTSB and in addition with FAA. The only concerns that we have right now is fuel on the ground, which we're going to be working to control and clean up with watershed. No fire department injuries at this time. Both patients, as we know, are in critical condition as far as reports we have right now.
Where was this plane taking off from and heading to? Do we know anything about its path and what it was doing?
Preliminarily, it's coming out of Torrance, but that's the rest is under going to be under investigation.
Which hospital were the patients transported to?
Right now, it's at the local hospital level. At a later time, that information.
How long is this area going to be sealed for investigation?
That's going to be determined by NTSB and FAA as they conduct their investigation.
They're en route right now as we speak.
Yeah, they're going to be en route, and we don't have an ETA at this time.
Any indication whether there were any video cameras or anything in any of the buildings surrounding here that you might be able to point the NTSB to get an idea when they were coming in, how they were coming in, how the crash actually happened? Are you looking for that right now?
That's not something that we have available right now. I'm sure that's going to be part of the investigation to capture all details and any video that they can to give them ability to piece together what happened here today.
When the first units got here, any fire, any sense of fire from the engine or anything else on that thing?
Nope, there was no fire that was visible. The concern was rescuing our patients that were extricated and concerned about containing any fuel spills on the ground.
How tough was it to get into that cockpit to try to get the people in? You understand the pilot was basically trapped in there and you guys had to almost cut the cockpit away around him.
Yeah, there was a significant damage to the aircraft, but due to our great training that we have in the LAFD, individuals were able to put their operation and be able to extricate in a really timely manner.
Did the second person self-extricate, or were they in there as well?
There was one individual that was already self-extricated that was outside, and one individual that was trapped inside.
Was there any witnesses on this field when the plane crashed? And if there are any witnesses, what's like the best information where they can come forward?
Information that they can come forward with is by contacting the local PD department, and that information can be established through the chain of command and get to the individuals who are doing the investigation. Also, we have Council Member McCosker here, and if it's okay, we'd like to give a couple.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. At first glance, does it look like maybe foul play or anything?
That's going to be need to be determined at the investigation. I don't want to speculate at this time.
And Battalion Chief, when you were extricating the pilot, did that person say anything? Were they speaking?
Not aware of anything that was said.
What more can you tell us about the aircraft? A single engine, twin engine?
Single engine sling type aircraft.
What do you mean by sling? What is
That's
that?
the type of aircraft. It's the nomenclature that's used to describe it.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman?
Thank you very much. My name is Tim McCosker, T-I-M-M-C-O-S-K-E-R. I'm the councilman of the 15th District. We are in the 15th district. This field, Field of Dreams, is used every weekend, very regularly, for kids in our youth soccer programs. Just on Saturday, there were hundreds and hundreds of kids here. Yesterday, I was here with a local club that uses the field on Sunday mornings. While it's a tragedy, it is a tragedy anytime we have an accident. Thank God this could have been a much larger tragedy. Our hearts go out to the 2 victims, and we are praying that they are going to be healed and treated well by our hospital services. But I also want to thank LAFD for getting here so quickly. I know rescue ambulances from 36s and 38s were quickly here and quickly attended to the situation. And so I want to ask everyone who's out there who was looking up in the sky and saw anything, you will have an opportunity to be able to speak to the investigators who will review this and find out exactly what happened on the ground. So thank you very much.
Battalion Chief, can I ask you one other quick question?
Sure.
Thank you, Councilman. Either one of you, can you put in perspective for our viewers this field in relation to, there's some, I think some propane storage facilities and other things in the area, so this could have been a close call.
So the place where it landed in the open field, where there was no civilians around, was the best outcome that we could hope for. Outside of just like the council member spoke about, of our prayers being with the 2 individuals, but obviously there's different places that are high hazard around here where it would have been a more significant impact and a bigger tragedy. Yeah. But at this time, where it landed was the best base possible that I can see.
Can I add to that? The fact is, this is an open field, but there is liquid bulk storage all around us. And there is a propane storage facility, actually 2 tanks with hundreds of thousands of gallons of propane. So it could have been a much greater disaster. Again, I don't want to diminish the harm that has come to the 2 passengers, but here we have an empty field that's very often full, and we are surrounded by liquid bulk storage. It could have been much more damaging and dangerous.
Thank you.
I was working on goals to, I'm here with AYSO. We rent the field on spring and fall, and I was trying to cut some goals and to remove them, recycle them. And as I was cutting, I looked to my up, and it was about 30-degree angle was coming down. I just saw a big plane, and I thought, again, they fly toy airplanes here once a week, so I thought it was just a bigger airplane because I only saw the corner of my eye. And then as it went down, I realized it wasn't. It was actual a passenger airplane. So I went running to the plane. Was able to, the door was already open, so I was able to open up the door, see, make sure, assess the situation, make sure the female was okay. The male wasn't breathing at the time. I called 911, and he started breathing heavily, but he was breathing. So I was holding his head, and I asked her to hold his head as I was finished with the dispatcher, and then more people came, so we were able to get the female out onto the ground, and then the male we kind of just watched, and then the police came. The police officer was there first. He has backup to the situation, and then I just made sure, hey, make sure you're there with the guy, make sure he's okay. But then paramedics were here with the meds afterwards. So
can you describe how when it came out of the sky?
Concern on your part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You got an aircraft down. You're thinking, is this thing going to burst into flames or what?
Well, as I was running, it was, so as you can see, I was at the bush where so about 15, 20 yards away. So as I was running, I was, on guard the entire time I was running, making sure. And even through the situation, I smelled gas, but there was just gas. So I didn't, it wasn't anything else, just gas leaking. So there was no flame or anything like that. So as soon as there was flame, I was going to run, of course.
Do you have anything to say for? Sorry to interrupt you, but do you have anything to say for like the victims, like?
Oh, I'm just hoping they're okay. I mean, I'm not even. I don't even like.
I don't know if you've answered this. Like, what was going through your mind, and like, have you seen anything like this before? Or, like,
no, a plane crash that happens 10 yards away from you. No. But I mean, I've dealt with that before. Right in front of me, kind of thing. So
you mentioned the aircraft was coming in very steep angle, about 30 degrees.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
So describe when you looked at it. You said, okay, he's flying pretty low, and then all of a sudden,
crash. Yeah. I mean, again, because I thought it was a toy plane. I thought it was just a larger toy plane. Because I was sitting down, cutting a goal as I was doing it. I looked up and I see the plane crash, And when I see the crash, I realized it wasn't a torpedo, but it was actual, it was a real plane and with, passengers in it.
No gliding in at all. This was a hard impact.
I thought, from when I saw it, I thought possibly it could have landed on the belly, but it was a nose first kind of a crash.
So you got there, there's what, debris all over the place?
Yeah.
Did it sound like the engine was still going?
The victims at
or was
all?
it the engine dead? Could you tell?
I couldn't really hear much. I was drilling at the time, so I didn't really hear much of any type of fire.
The victims talking to you at any store, were they saying anything to you?
No, but she was kind of just, she was moving her head like this, so I knew that and I was able to ask her to help hold his head as I was, because I was on the phone. I can't, hold both, hold his head. So she was able she was at least responsive to hold the pilot's head.
If this had happened on like a Saturday or Sunday when you have AYSO soccer, how many people are here?
Oh my God, we have over 650 families here. So times that by 2 or 3 people. So you're gonna have over 1,000 people here. So on this given Saturday. So, but I think the pilot, I would say, I would commend him too, because this is a wide open space. There was, I was the only person here on the field. If this would happen, half a mile away, not even, you have Gaffey right there. So he could have chose Gaffey. He chose a wide open, field. So, kudos to the pilot. I hope he makes it.